welcome to the world of American Celtic television. My name is Patrick Gallagher, and this is Mary Ryan.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. In the previous shows that we have been talking to you with you about, we've been telling you that we're going to be having Steve Missal from the Kips Ceili band, and guess what? With us tonight,
Finally got it together.
We got it together, and with us in our studio tonight is Steve Missal. Thank you very much, Steve.
Welcome, Steve.
And I want to tell us about yourself. This man is multi-talented.
We're quite overwhelmed by all the stuff you brought here.
As the crew's been setting up, he's been telling us a little bit about himself, and it's very interesting.
You know, in our viewing area, you are a local hero here.
Well, hey, I've worked at the show place. I mean, anybody who
we've all worked there.
Who lives anywhere near Route 80 knows where the.
This is a flash of the past. This is Ronnie and the Jitters.
Not a Celtic rock band.
Not a Celtic rock band.
No, not a Celtic rock band, but which one? Okay.
So when we go through what you've done and where we've ended up, it'll have to make sense for our show here.
That's right.
But anyway, all the local rock and rollers will remember this group.
Yeah, I hope so.
Kind of a
well, anyway, actually, that's when Steve was stationed in the New York City area. But where are you from originally?
Originally, I'm from South Chicago.
South Chicago.
Right.
Oh boy! Wow, born and raised.
Born and raised in South Chicago.
So you weren't in a blues band or anything?
No, it's funny. I didn't get into the blues. I decided to come east. A lot of the major auditions were held here.
Mm-hmm.
Good place to come. You either come to New York, or you come to Los Angeles to make a way for yourself. New York, I liked the pull and the feel and the vibe. It was great. I had a great
very
time.
exciting.
Very exciting. Now, how, as we have been telling you in our previous shows, that Steve is the drummer on Kips Ceili. Did you go to school for this? Or are you self-taught?
Mostly self-taught. I was a dancer for a long time, early on. Later going from dancing to professional drumming in Chicago.
Oh.
I got hooked up with a local band and got excited about touring the country. Studied with Bernard Purdy in New York, and hooked up with a lot of people, Ted Nugent, Billy Idol.
So you were on which tour of the Ted Nugent were you on? He's sort of
This is amazing. Here we are on a Celtic show talking about
that's all right.
Ted
We're going to
Nugent.
give some background for you.
Okay.
Then we're going to play some reels.
Yeah, some guitar reels, which Christy O'Connell does very well, by the way, guitar reels. What were we talking about? Ted Nugent? Oh, that was 76.
Right, because that's what brought you out from Chicago.
That's what brought me out.
Okay.
I was his tour drummer, and I was managed by Lieber Krebs, who hooked me up with a few other bands.
That's quite exciting to do that, huh?
It's fun. It's fun.
You must have been about 22 then, right?
I was about 23, 24 years old.
That's a great thing to do. And then one of your latest accolades is you were on the Billy Idol album, right?
Yeah,
How did you hook up with Billy Idol? Did you know him for a long time, or did you meet him in the New York area?
Well, we had a mutual manager in Bill Aucoin. Bill Aucoin managed Billy Idol, and he managed me also. He had a band called Revolver on Epic, and I had heard that Billy was holding auditions, so I went down and got the job. It was a job. It was a fun job.
But you had to audition for it. It was exciting.
You had to audition. It was a lot of people were going out for it, and I managed to get it.
And you brought a gold record with you.
Yeah, I brought this gold record to say, like, hey,
were they on there?
Or they were on half, but.
And your viewing audience and your Celtic rockers out there who might want to be interested in a gold album. You can get a gold album if it's Celtic or not. It doesn't matter.
There it is.
Right.
There it is. Presented to Steve Missal.
Right.
Okay. You're expecting to get one on the new Kips Ceili release.
That's right. My main reason for being here, first of all, I would like to to thank both of you for we had met originally in Fairfield, Connecticut.
Right, Fairfield, Connecticut.
Mary Ellen had thrown a show out there, and it was a great show. And I think you have a short clip of that show.
Yeah, we'll run in a couple minutes.
Yeah, okay. The band, on behalf of the band, I want to thank you for having me on the show to talk about the Kips Ceili band.
Well, it was interesting with your background, too, because, you know, a lot of people are going from rock and roll over to the Celtic music, and It's nice to really have a local guy that's happened to. That's nice. Well, you're not really a local guy now. You live in Scotch Plains, right?
Yeah. Well, I live in Scotch Plains now. I have a recording studio there as well. But it's interesting, I think, that I was amazed at the amount of cultural interest in the music. The Irish just love their music like no other culture I've seen before.
It never quits.
Never quits.
Really?
And you get yourself a good pint of Guinness and a few good musicians, you can have more fun than being with Ted Nugent and some Marshall Stacks, if you know what I mean.
I work about 30 fairs a year, and I hear all the bands all day long. They all play the same songs.
The same riff.
I love it. It's just great.
But how did a guy like you, though, with your background, how did you ever end up in a Celtic rock band?
Well, actually, Tom Lanahan from the Clan.
Who we had.
Who's been on here?
Yeah, who's been on here?
Who's been on
Great.
the show?
Tom is in a band who used to use my studio in Manhattan. And I would trade him studio time for him playing in my band. And I would listen to his band, and I would say, wow, they're playing great melodies, and yet they're playing it with Tom on the drums. Tom is a great drummer. And
Yes, yeah.
I thought it was...
The Irish, traditionally, they play the bodhráns and other and bones.
Right. In a large concert atmosphere, the bodhrán will be mic'd up. But certainly in traditional Irish music, there is not a road for trap drums, meaning kick, snare, hi-hat, cymbals, and a modern kit. I see a lot of the modern Irish drummers playing, and they don't play. They play more dance band technique. They don't play,
Well, country music is very popular in Ireland, and they have a lot of that background.
I was going to mention that American country music, from what I can tell, comes from Irish music.
Oh yeah, and then it went back there.
Right.
It's intensely popular.
Right.
Let's run the tape if we can.
Well, yeah, I want to see. Do we have is the tape ready? Is the tape ready?
Yeah, okay. This is the Belle of Belfast City, and this is recorded in Fairfield at the
Fairfield, Connecticut,
the Irish Club.
At the Irish Club in Fairfield, Connecticut.
It was very cold that night.
Oh man, it was so cold. It was so every time we have we use a song from that night.
Right.
I always end up telling everybody it was so cold that when I was outside, we were taking all our equipment out. I was smiling, I was laughing about something, and my smile froze in my face. And I walked into the place, and I could feel the whole thing. Ugh. And then the very next day, it was so warm. Remember?
It was very warm in the place.
And it was warm it's always warm in an Irish place, you
Absolutely.
know. The smoke, the drinking, the dancing, the yelling.
The good feeling, the overall good feeling of the music.
Really? Yeah.
Fantastic.
It is fantastic. So if we're ready, let's just let it roll, baby.
It bangs in here.
Isn't it?
When I go home, the boys want me to go to home. Go me home, but I can't till I go. She is handsome, she is pretty, she is a belle of Belfast. She is court and a please don't tell me who is she. Well, Albert's Mooney says he loves her, and all the boys are waiting for her. The doors are in the bell, they know me through, up on you one. Out she comes as white as snow.
John is a crazy guy.
John, you know what's happened to him now? Now he has a wireless, so he jumps on the tables.
Yes.
Like we'll be at Tommy Makeham's this weekend, tomorrow and Saturday, and I guarantee you he'll be practically out on 57th Street. I mean,
I couldn't follow him with the camera. He went into the dark. It was like he was gone. He's doing a big solo and he left.
If we have a good gig, John has bruises on his knees because
that's this guy right here.
Yeah, that's John Whalen. This guy, the first guy here, is Pat Kilbride.
Right.
He used to be in the Battlefield Band.
And he's the only Irish member of the Battlefield Band.
Actually,
that's what John told me.
That's the truth. Actually, he's the only Irish member in the band, and when you come to think of it, because John Whalen is born in London, and Richard Lindsay is from Los Angeles. He's an outrageous, well-known bass player on the West Coast.
He was playing a six-string bass.
Six-string electric bass.
Solos.
Very weird instrumentation, and he plays a sitar, guitar, modern drum set with a lot of percussion, six-string bass, and button accordion. John Whalen, by the way, has been selected by a company in France to become the world's first and foremost MIDI accordion player. For you electronic wizards out there, that means that John Whalen can now make his button accordion sound like, magnificent.
Synthesizers and stuff.
Well, bagpipes, traditional instruments.
That's going to be good for you guys.
Yeah, it's very good because Green Linnet Records, I want to make an announcement that we have a release date of September 15th.
Okay.
And John Simon is producing, and Wendy over at Green Linnet has given us a very nice budget to do the record. John Simon did the band and Bob Dylan. And we're very excited about the record. And Green Linnet said, listen, guys, we want a mixture of traditional and crossover music. So we have some crossover music in our repertoire. We do Celtic rap. For example, I wrote a rap song, or not a rap song, but a...
yeah, you were doing a piece of it.
I was doing a piece. It was, Mrs. Robinson is like the first president of Ireland now, right? Okay, so it's like we went down to the Emerald Isle to kick out the house with the New York style. Cuckoo, ka-choo, Mrs. Robinson, you've got 'em running now, under the gun. Out of the plane, onto the dock, Frankie met us there and we were ready to rock. On to Dublin in the magic bus, pumping the bass went the five of us. Slagging to the south in Old Carlo, smoking the amps at the canteen show. CRW, four desperate lads, going by the name of the Kips Bay Crabs. Then out to Kilkenny in the Pump House Inn, pumping that bass and rocking again. Just when the Crabs couldn't take it no more, Shay opened up the Nighthawk door. Celtic rap on RTE, busting the jams on national TV. This song is not a funky drug trap. This jam is called the Mighty Good Crack. So we had a lot of fun. Aer Lingus sponsors us. And we've been to Ireland twice now. We're going back in July.
They're very nice. They support the culture a lot.
It's fantastic. They had the ladies tour. They are sponsoring bands who were in Ireland, have come to America, and don't have the wherewithal to take what they've picked up in America to go back to play in Ireland. So now Aer Lingus is sponsoring bands, of which we are one. And I don't want to let something out of the hat, but I'm going to do it anyway.
But first time here, everybody. We have another scoop.
For you people who fly to Ireland, this could be a big scoop. There's word that Aer Lingus has been petitioning the Irish government for a direct route going from bypassing the Shannon deal, where you come from New York, you have to land in Shannon. Government policy reflected in they want to settle the west of Ireland, but it doesn't seem to have worked. When I fly over it, I don't see anything there. But
it's very beautiful.
It
doesn't need any more.
Gorgeous, but they're talking about having us doing a Aer Lingus tour on the West Coast for like 3 weeks, announcing the fact that there will be now a direct route, maybe,
right to Dublin.
Right to Dublin from LAX, which could be very exciting for a lot of people in this country.
You could always fly to Knock, right?
Why not?
Well, we have another crazy tape to play, right?
Yeah. This man is
the Kips Bay Ceili band, though, on this tape.
Yeah, yeah. This is a Kips Bay band. We oftentimes, musicians look in this the way the world is today is very difficult. It's very hard to get support. As you notice, most major tours are commercially sponsored, like Michelob presents Rod Stewart, or Dannon is sponsored by a culture organization or something. We submitted some songs for a movie soundtrack that's called Fast Food, and one of the songs off of our record is called Talk to Me, which I wrote, and I sing this song. Pat and I do the lead vocals, and
it made it on the soundtrack of this movie.
and we made it on soundtrack on this movie.
Now, you're not really doing a Celtic version of the song.
No, this is not. This is more a rock version, but, you know, you do what you have to do.
Our audience can take
So
it.
we're like a crossover band. There's a little bit of a setup time that the audience will notice that there's a little bit of acting going on for about a minute, and then the song kicks in.
And any well-known actors in this?
Jim Varney, who does, you know, Hey Vern, the commercials. And,
Hey,
You're up there with some biggies.
for you classic movie fans, Tracy Lords is in this movie, and
And this
some other
was
people.
her first.
You know, we're not going to get thrown off public access.
No,
No, we're not.
no.
We could make it through the haggis ceremony
right.
without getting knocked off.
We went from the haggis to
She's
Tracy
wearing a
Lords.
kilt in this, so check her out. She looks pretty good.
Okay.
She looks cute.
Let's
Well,
see if we can
Tracy
run
Lord
that.
looks cute in anything. Whatever she's wearing and not wearing, I guess.
Okay, so this is,
So to speak.
what's the official name of the
The
song?
official name is Talk to Me, and it's in a movie called Fast Food, and this is a clip from the movie.
This is a clip from the movie.
Right.
Okay, guys, you ready out
Okay.
there? Okay, go.
Walk you out?
All right.
What was that?
Nothing.
Hard.
You remember Dixie, huh? She was just coming. I mean, we were just going.
Working late, huh, Augie?
Sam, wait!
Destiny, Augie. I knew you would like this!
Ow! Sam! Sam! Sam, you don't understand. Trust me, it's not what it seems. It's all a big mistake.
You're a mistake, Augie.
Operator, I'd like the Pure Food and Drug Administration in Washington, D.C., our nation's capital. Industrial espionage is what made America great. Who are we to argue with tradition?
You're $3 short.
E.G., you got change for a 5?
Good morning, Sam. I'm just going to clean up out front before we open.
Thanks, Kelly.
Sam, you better get back out here. I don't think these guys are customers.
Can I help you?
Are you Samantha Davis?
Yes?
Special Agent Dickworth, FDA. These are Agents Jones and Mendez. Seal everything.
What's going on?
We have evidence implicating you and your associates in a conspiracy to lace food sold to the public with drugs.
Drugs? Oh, there's got to be a mistake.
I'm sure the judge will be happy to hear all about it. Pending a hearing before a federal bench, this establishment is padlocked by court order. Preliminary hearing set for in the morning. Now, everyone out of here. This place is closed.
What's going on?
What do you know about drugs in our sauce?
Drugs? I can...
I know, you can explain, but you know, I don't want to hear it. You can't do anything, honestly, can you? You just don't know how. You're never going to grow up. You're never...
Sam, just wait a second.
Shut up, Drew! I can't believe you let this happen. I knew I should have never gotten mixed up with you. You're bad news, Augie Hamilton. How could you do this to me?
Dr. Duran is going to have my test tubes for this.
Guess we could always make it a service station again, huh?
It's a little more complicated than that, guys. What do you mean? Remember when we got the loan from the bank? Well, they weren't going to give us some money unless we signed over the service station property as collateral. I didn't know Sam did that. Neither does she. I signed her name on the documents.
You forged Samantha's name?
I didn't think they'd call in the loan. I mean, we pulled this off before. This isn't like conning some freshman out of his allowance, Augie. We're your friends. How did you do that to us, man? You did it for us. No, you did it for you. Just like you do everything else. You know, I'm tired of always making excuses for you. I am over it, man. You give me a ride home?
Yeah.
might need so you can talk to me. Oh, and when I see you in a crowd, in my mind, I cry out loud for you to talk to me. Oh, but I can see you don't want, say you want. No, you don't want to talk to me. Oh, and I can see you don't want. No, you don't want to talk to me. Oh, well, there's one way I'll get through to you. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. Stop talking in my sleep. It's the only way I keep myself from falling on my hands and knees. And I must hide so no one sees frustration in my eyes. And the tricks I'm gonna try, say that you won't. No, you don't want to talk to me. Oh, and I can see you don't want. No, you don't want to talk to me. Oh, I could show you all the world. I could cover all the hurts. Won't you give me half a chance? I know you're gonna like it.
That was a pretty song.
Yeah, thanks. I
Those were all
apologize.
Celtic teenagers out there.
I had told Tom, the engineer, who I want to say hi to with Abram. He lives with Abram Stewart, who is
He's
in
a
a
good
band.
friend of ours.
He's great
Yeah.
fiddle player from New Orleans. Him and his sister Deirdre.
Yeah.
And they were out at my studio recently, and they live with Tom. And I talked to Tom, your engineer, and I couldn't believe that this is the same guy who's engineering.
Oh, yeah, it's a small
Great,
world.
Small world.
Very, very small
But
world.
anyway, I apologize. I queued it up too.
Well, that's all right. We got.
We
to see
saw
all
too
the-
much of Tracy Lords and not enough of the song, but that's okay.
All the fathers that are watching the show, they're going to say, oh, not enough, not enough.
I don't know. Let's see. Talk about some dates. We're getting close.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a European tour coming up. We're playing.
Well, I don't know if people in New Jersey are going to get to
Okay,
that.
well, how about we're playing at...
That's exciting, though. That'll
We
be
play once a month at Tommy Makeham's, which
At
is
Tommy
the Irish
Makeham's?
Pavilion. It's on 57th between Park and Lex. Great little club. Food is excellent. Nice place to go.
Expensive?
No, dinner's like I have beer batter shrimp for $12.95, although I don't have to pay. My wife has to pay, so my wife has to pay. So.
Oh, okay. Also, where else? You're going to be going in Norfolk, Virginia.
Norfolk, Virginia, we're playing for Neville Gardner, who hired us for the Celtic Fest in Bethlehem.
Celtic Classic.
The Celtic Classic, and we will be headlining the Celtic Classic in
This year,
September.
this year,
Yeah,
this September.
Yeah, I'll be there too. That's
Great.
We advertise that.
Right, we
That's
saw
a
your
wonderful
booth.
fair. It's free and everybody goes.
I'd like to remind your listeners to check out your outrageous Celtic artwork. I think it's fantastic.
we inflict it on them whenever
It's
I can.
fantastic. Fantastic.
Now, I want to know how, because you have, when we were talking while the video was on,
Right.
all the members in the band, you all have such a unique
Lifestyle.
lifestyle, and also you all come from such a unique area of music, and
It's
now
a
you're all
typical-
in this.
It's a typical New York band where Pat Kilbride was having a record release party. He, by the way, just had another release on Green Linnet, but he needed a band, so he used John Whalen, accordion player. Now they do gigs together. John and I met playing the Bronx bar scene, playing the Phoenix, Roaring Twenties.
It's exciting up there.
Sarsfield's very exciting. Sam McGuire's, the Grasshopper, all those clubs. I've been working with a lot of different Irish musicians now for about 2 years. And John and I met playing up there, and John said, oh, I remember, it was Eileen Ivers, Gabriel, John Whalen, Joni Madden, myself, and Pat had a jam. We said, we got to make this a band.
Good, good.
So we were short a bass player, and Pat had done a gig with Richard Lindsay, and we started working at the Rodeo Bar in New York. And after about 3 gigs and a lot of Mexican dinners, we said, let's be a band. Well, what are we going to do? Are we going to be a traditional band? Are we going to be, another Celtic rock band? I think we are a very unique band.
You're very much in the middle there.
We're very much in the middle, and I think that we have a lot to offer audiences. I think we offer really and truly a fresh different approach to
Definitely.
traditional Irish music.
Definitely,
We
yeah.
have a song, for example, we can play on a bill like we were with Boozoo Chavez, who's a 78-year-old Zydeco accordion player from New Orleans, who Tom, your engineer, would enjoy because Abe is from down there. Anyway, we wrote this song about a woman who lives across the street from me named Alice May and Boozoo. It's a fictitious song, and it's a crossover song. It's an Irish, has an Irish melody, but it has more of like a pop lyric on the top. We were sitting downstairs at Tramps waiting for Boozoo to get off, and they play their music with the washboards like they were playing in the key of F for like 4 hours. They're like, come on, Boozoo, when are you going to get up? And so I actually wrote the lyrics. It goes like this if I have time.
About a minute,
About a minute.
Oh, about a minute, okay. Down the Mississippi, down in New Orleans, lives a Zydeco man named Boozoo Chavez. He rocks the box like you never did see going down in Zydeco history, and the people said, Boozoo who? Well, down across my street, New Jersey way, lives the God-fearing woman named Alice May. She goes to church trying to be strong, praying, when is my man going to come along? I said, Alice, I got the man for you to meet. We're going to go down to 21st Street to see Boozoo. And Alice said, Boozoo who?
Boozoo
And I said, well, you know that they met and they fell in love. It was a love so true, a sign of the dove. She got to heaven, he got his woman, now they're singing with the angels every day. But when they got to the gates, the Lord did say, Boozoo who? So these are the kind of ideas with a traditional melody.
That's funny. That was a
yeah.
very exciting song because that was brought in the Zydeco beat to the Ceili beat.
Right,
But for your listeners, Kips Bay Ceili Band, check us out. We'll be around. We're going to be playing around.
And you also play at Flannery's, right?
We'll be at Flannery's. I don't know the exact. I know one date is June 12th. You could check with Tommy Makems. We're there once a month. May 15th and 16th, Friday, Saturday, we'll be there.
We'll be at Tommy Makem. Okay,
right?
great.
We're actually getting ready for our album. I want to thank you so much for having me on the show. I really appreciate it. Thank
Another
you so
famous
much.
person here on our
When your album
show.
comes out, make sure that we get a copy. And,
Absolutely. I would like to thank all your crew. I'd like to thank Bill and
everybody.
and Tom
we
and
got
everyone.
so many people out.
Yeah.
Debbie, Paul, Frank, Joan.
Right.
Yeah.
I would like to thank your VCR that you brought from your house.
Yeah, we got that tape.
We got that tape to roll.
Now, all these great books I didn't get to talk about, we'll talk about next show.
I guess so. Everybody,
So,
thanks a lot for tuning
night,
in
folks.
again. Good night, and don't forget, if you're not going to be in Norfolk, Virginia, April 26th and 27th,
Go to Tommy Makem.
go to Tommy Makem, or hold those dates in September for Bethlehem Celtic Classic,
we'll remind
and you'll be
everybody
able
about
to
that.
see them live. And also, always read the Irish Voice and the Irish Echo, because your guys are always written up in it.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, there's a few articles here.
Yeah,
that,
we didn't get to. We'll have to have you come back.
We'll
That's
tell you
all.
about our trip. We were on the plane. The whole plane was half drunk on the last trip to Ireland.
Okay.
The plane was going like this halfway there.
I guess that's just
turned
Hey,
another...
they're dragging us out.
Oh, no, they're dragging us
Good
out.
night,
Okay.
everybody.
Good night,
folks.
everyone. Bye. Well, that was great.